Hello and welcome to the newspaper review here on Tab TV. My name is William Sabule, and today is the third day of October 2022. Yes, we're in the very last quarter of the year 2022 is fast running out, and of course, we are inching very close to the general elections. I always want to bring that to your notice so you get really conscious about the fact that Nigeria is about to make a very major move and you need to get involved. I say that all the time because it's as critical as it gets. So are you ready? Are you thinking of going to pick up your PVC? Don't forget to pick up your PVC and get involved in the general elections. Well, on the program, we are going to be going through the headlines across newspapers around Nigeria. So you can also be a part of it by dropping your comments and your reactions on the comment section. We want to hear what you think about the headlines we'll be talking to you about shortly. And to do those talkings with me is Mr. Victor Sioku. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, you're very much welcome to the
Thank you,
program.
sir.
Mr. Victor is our current affairs analyst here on TAP TV. And together we're going to go through the headlines together. So don't forget to also drop your comments on the comment section. And we'll begin today's newspaper review from this day newspaper. And just give me a minute. Let me get to the papers. All right. We'll begin with this day. Today, the 3rd of October 2022. And on this day here, we see for the first time, Buhari excludes ex-Senate President Saraki from national honors, nominates late Abba Kyari and Nahoro for posthumous awards. Lawan Bajabiamila, CJN, Service Chiefs Okonjo Iweala, Amina Mohammed, These Day staff, music stars among 435 others. All right, so if you want to see the list of those people that are nominated for national honors, please pick up a copy of These Day newspaper. That's where you get the details. All right, moving on to other headlines here on this day, we see Presidential Council to facilitate states access to $750 million World Bank facility. Details is on page 6 of this day newspaper. Also on this day, we see Atiku 2023 is choice between new direction and those who want to sustain current disaster. And last minute move to keep one house meets with Board of Trustee members, not its stakeholders. Next, Wike, Ogwani, Beazu, Makinde, Autumn meet in Enugu. Emmanuel, PDP will get it right in 2023, says it's the only party in Nigeria. So if you want to know details, of course, this day is the paper. And as the major headline on this day, it says Tinubu roars back, says he's fit and ready to serve. APC PCC holds inaugural meeting this week. All right, so details you find on this day newspaper. Mr. Victor, let me come to you. It says Tinubu roars back. Yes, we saw the video that has been trending on social media where, you know, the presidential aspirant of the APC is on a kind of like a sports bike in his house trying to exercise to show Nigerians that he's really fit because he's been missing in action for a while. What's your reaction to him saying he's back and ready to serve?
Okay, I saw you. Well, these are just the, will I say, the sentimental part of the whole election campaign season.
Yeah.
So, Father Kelvin, who is a Catholic priest, he reacted in a very funny way. That this is him now knowing that Tinubu is frail and sick. Okay, by releasing that video, that he did not know that that Tinubu had this in quote sickness around him, hovering around him. Yeah. And the same, mind you, the same Sunday, that's yesterday, we saw Atiku dancing to Davido's Stand Strong song. Yeah. Okay, he was dancing and he used the avenue to showcase his 5 pillars. When if will I say if he becomes president? Yeah. Okay, so these are all will I say gymnastics, or will I say no, calisthenics? More like they are playing out films. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So now we've mentioned Tinubu, we've mentioned Atiku. Some people are even saying that P2B is inside the mix because he walks. When you see him traveling, you see him walking with a briefcase without any bodyguard. So what is his own side? His own side is that he does not waste. He's not a waster. He does not waste resources. So, but these are not facts. Yes, you cannot shy away that Nigeria, unfortunately, some persons do not look into the facts, okay? Maybe because of their level of education and just no, maybe their level of exposure and all that. And it has worked for leaders from time past when you see them not showcasing the real facts. Okay. Now we've gotten to that period that we should be looking out for facts. These people should stop, will I say, confusing us, confusing the voters about all this. Okay, age, whether you are sick, we already know that. See, if you are so old, you cannot perform well. You cannot shy away from that. Let's face the facts. Yes, I think in terms of facts, Atiku is trying a lot. He's trying to bring out those numbers, like his 5 pillars. He mentioned about unifying Nigeria, a better economy, stronger institution, and strengthening our educational organizations. Okay, I think those are the facts that we should be talking about. Okay, so they should just mellow down with whether you're sick or you're not sick. I think, and I still say that we need the fact. They should come out with the fact and stop playing playing these dramas.
Like you rightly said, it's the campaign period, and these politicians will go to any length to want to prove a point that they are capable. And so when I saw that video, I wasn't surprised. I was even expecting something more serious than that. And mind you, you're going to see more. You're going to see more of such videos coming up. That of Atiku and Tinubu, it doesn't take anything away from the fact that these guys are aging. It didn't take away the fact that they are younger. If they wanted to prove how fit they were, we would have been seeing videos long before now. Like I'll make reference to the Kogi State Governor, that's Yaya Bello. Yaya Bello has been on social media for a very long time, where he, puts out video of his morning exercise routine most of the time, and that's a man that I can say is fit physically. He jogs, he does weightlifting, he does a lot of things, and he does that to prove that he's a youth. Yes, he's he's related to the campaign for APC, something about youth. He was recently appointed as that. So that's somebody I would say is fit. But then we're going to see more of this sort of video, so we should expect it. You want to add?
Yes. So if they think that is about all these who has energy, who has strength and all that, all the candidates should come out. Let them go and do 100-meter race. Anybody that wins will become the president of the country.
Well, it doesn't work.
So they should just save us that time,
that's man. That's why I agree with you when you say they should focus on facts, things that they can do, because even all these 5 pillars that Atiku has been putting out and other politicians, APC said so much. They even went to the level of saying that if we don't perform, stone us. And Nigerians has not stoned them. Even the first channel of the present government, we didn't see a lot of good coming out of that first term, 4 years. We didn't stone them. He made it back into the office for the second 4 years, and here we are. Still, he hasn't been stoned. So, Nigerians want or deserves better. So they should give the best, and not all of this. We don't need all of this. It looks really ridiculous. All right, moving on, we'll go to our next paper, and that will be the Daily Sun newspaper. And on the Daily Sun here for the 3rd day of October 2022, we see as a headline here, it says CBN spends 2.6 trillion naira intervention fund on 3 sectors. NPA concludes concession agreement, 6 federal government's approval. That story is on page 2 of the Daily Sun. As the major headline on the Daily Sun here, it says, as moves against Adamu thicken, cracks in APC dipping, more Christian leaders snub presidential campaign. All right. It says PCC dares National Working Committee issues appointment letters to members. We also see on the Daily Sun here, it says Nigeria at war, says Adeboye. Don't allow corrupt politicians, mediocrity lead anymore. PFN tells Nigerians. Flood sacks 12 Edo communities. Details is on page 27 of the Daily Sun newspaper. All right, I'm just going to leave this to you. Which of the stories are you going to react to?
Okay, I would love to talk about the war. As in Adeboye is saying that Nigeria is at war.
Yeah.
Okay, during the church service that happened yesterday in his church. Okay, is Nigeria really at war? Yes, I think Nigeria is at war. I want to use some, will I say, comparison right now. Now, mind you, in some parts of the north, they pay taxes to these bandits, to these miscreants. And back in the years, in the 19th century, even in the 18th century, during the British Empire rule, we were at war with them. There were many places in Nigeria that were having wars. And what caused it? Because they refused, as in these Nigerians, refused to pay taxes to the British Empire. Just like what is happening in the north, that these bandits are collecting taxes. Okay? The kidnappers are collecting taxes, Boko Haram collecting taxes. That means that there is war. Okay. Back in those days, if you remember the time of, that was in the 1900s, 1903, 1904, we had the case of the Mbise movement. Mbise people, just Mbise by Imo State here, they refused to pay taxes at that time, and it caused so much trouble. They were like, see, you guys will not colonize us, we will be on our own. Even Arochukwu, they call them the Aro Empire. Even at my place, from Iseluku down to Isela Asaba, Onecholono, Onuchiubo, all those ones, Ibuzo, they were so against the British Empire. But yes, they were killed, they were imprisoned. Yes, these are acts of war, just like what is happening in Nigeria. Even in Ebaland, down in Ebaland, 70 chiefs were imprisoned because of what? They refused to pay taxes. In Nigeria, we are in a war. We cannot shy away from that fact. The man of God has come out to also declare that, see, if we are not at war, back in those days, that he would travel from Maiduguri down to Ibadan without any issue. Nobody stopping him for any taxi, down to the police. Nobody will bother you. You just make your trip and come back. But now in this country, before you make such a trip, you must be very, very ready.
Yeah.
And in Nigeria, back in those days, like he mentioned, their chiefs, their priests, their chiefs, and their kings, rather, will come out when they are going out, maybe for a function, that citizens will clear road for them. But in this case, that our own chiefs, our own kings, our governors will be traveling, they will be traveling with so much security, and at the same time, they even travel from here to here and come back and start thanking God for their lives, for saving them.
Yeah.
So that's to tell you, Nigeria is really at war. Well, like he said, that we should go out there and make the right choices. That the current government, in quotes, they are not delivering by what they told us.
Yeah.
Okay, that Nigerians are suffering. Yes, just like you say, the APC told us that we should stone them. Unfortunately for the APC, they've not even realized. Will I say they've not realized, or they are not telling us the truth to say we have failed. They have failed the masses. Even just, can you imagine, even Umahi, Governor Umahi of Ebonyi State came out same yesterday to say that, you remember what happened during the weekend, that's on Saturday, that the whole country was, I'm surprised that Monday papers are not talking about it. The whole country was agreeing by the obedient movement. But do you know that the APC, will I say bigwigs, they are downplaying all those the demonstrations and the movement.
Because they feel it's just ordinary propaganda, like it's not going to yield fruit.
You watch Lagos, you saw what happened in Lagos.
Okay, but if they feel that the obedient movement, the crowds we've been seeing are fake, it doesn't result to votes and all of those talks that we've heard, I think they don't just say those things. They don't just feel that that's the case. They are also trying to match the pressure. Else, why would Tinubu send in a video of him on a motorbike trying to show fitness? Oh, well, I guess. And then Atiku dancing, even though the dance seemed very funny to me. And he looked really, in fact, just like, for the Tinubu case, for me, I didn't know Atiku was that old until he tried dancing.
You see, just like what Father Kevin said.
I had to look at the video many times. I really didn't know he was that old until he tried dancing. And I could see that the dancing was not for him. It was not in his time. It had nothing to do with him. He shouldn't have even tried it. They are trying to do all of those things to appeal to the youths that have woken up, to appeal to the young people that are beginning to tell them that we're going to take back this country and we're going to take it at all costs. And so, if they're not worried about these movements, They have a new thing coming for them. I'm not saying because I know that Obi will be voted into office or anything, but then the moves that we have seen so far seems very significant to the cause, seem very significant to the upcoming elections. So these politicians should either up their game and be sure of what they want to do for Nigeria to remove us from the present situation, or they accept what is going to come next. Because I'm sure they never for once in their entire life thought that one day young people are going to get into the street and challenge the government during NSAS the way they did. That was the wake-up call. For me, Nigeria has never been the same again from that day. From that 20th of October last year, Nigeria has never been the same again till today. And so that's one call. So if they see this movement as ordinary, well, I don't know, but I feel strongly in me that this year's election, Nigerians are going to get it right. So I think they're under pressure. All the videos we are seeing, and we're going to see more videos trying to appeal to the young people that are, are the new voice. That, oh, guys, people should look our way. We are still here. We have experience, and don't worry about our age. We're still young at heart. We can dance like you. We love the video like you. We ride bikes. If I go for jogging every day, but it's in the secret.
Yeah.
But now we're coming to social media a bit more than before. So they're under pressure. They are.
And one more thing I need to say is the obedient movement. Yes, they say that it is they are just playing and all that. They are trying to water it down. But they've forgotten that there's something crowd does to persons out there. Now, if I am not supporting a group, in many cases, psychologically, when you see such movements, some persons are out there, they don't want to waste their votes. So when they see that, this particular people, they are gaining momentum, I beg, make I go join people where they win, the winning party, the place where they happen. Nigerians do that a lot. So the APC and the PDP should not water down all this movement, this crowd.
Yes. And the other point is that the obedient movement, they are broke. They don't have money. But then they should look closely what's going on. So they don't have money for campaigns, but people are campaigning for them. They are campaigning for the man. They are spending their money to campaign. So what you would see in essence is that Obi had never come to River State for any campaign, but his posters will be everywhere because individually people are joining the cause to put up banners and posters at every corner. They are making shirts. And just like you rightly said, some people don't have in their heart who they want to vote for. So they arrange themselves to want to go out that day and say, anybody ain't give me money, now I go vote for. But the louder this campaign or this so-called propaganda in quotes, as these politicians call it, stays on, the more influence or the more influential it gets. It's beginning to buy minds, buy hearts, beginning to make people have a second thought about what is next or what should come next. So that applies to all the candidates running for that office. They should be doing or saying the right thing at this point in time, having issue-based campaign that will appeal, because that's what Obi has been doing from day one. He came out and he's been hitting the things that have been on the front burner, saying, guys, look at it logically, go and check it, and come back and reason with me. So that is what I expect all of them to be doing. All this, I'm not saying Obi jogging anywhere to try to tell us that he's fit. We're not saying he's so young himself. He's not so young. But how smart, how, intelligent mind has he been posing out there? We've been hearing a lot of intelligent stuff from the man. And we've been hearing intelligent stuff too from other candidates. But how are they going about it? So, well, let them water it down. Time will tell how all of this is going to play out. All right, we'll go on to our last paper for today, but that will be after the short break. When we come back, we'll take on the Nigerian Tribune as our last paper for today. You stay tuned. Now that you have registered for your PVC, it doesn't stop there. Ensure you pick up your PVC. Be alert. Join many Nigerians to vote credible leaders that will change the tide of this nation. Do not sell your vote. Remember, this is our future. Your vote is your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
All right, welcome back from that short break. We're still on with the newspaper headlines here on the newspaper review. And we're going to go back to our papers. Before we went on the break, we're going to start with Nigerian Tribune, and let's see what the headlines on Nigerian Tribunes are. And on Nigerian Tribune here, we see states to access World Bank's $750 million facility by December presidency. That story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. Also, we see here, Islamic cleric who saved Christians airport cleaner among 437 national honorees. That story is on page 8 of the Nigerian Tribune. As a major headline on the Nigerian Tribune, we see here, Wike, Makinde, 3 others meet in Enugu, consider options as PDP plans all-inclusive reconciliation talks. Blame game persists in APC. Atiku dances to Davido stand strong, unveils 5-point recovery plan. Tinubu on exercise bike says, I am strong. All right, other stories here on the Nigerian Tribune says flood sacks Edo communities, displaces over 100 people. It's a very sad one. You see the picture there of a street fully taken over by water. And that is some concern there. Also on the Nigerian Tribune here, we see NDLEA arrest ex-footballer for cocaine trafficking at Lagos Airport. Federal government to concession Abuja, Kaduna, Lagos, Ibadan, Ikpe, Warrior Rail lines. Details is on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune. All right, Mr. Victor, what story are you going to react to? It's our last paper.
Okay, just let's go through the PDP palaver. We've been talking APC and Labour Party, so let's do PDP a little bit. So the five governors, Wike, Makinde, Pazo, Autumn, and Ugwuanyi. Ugwuanyi was the host, the governor of Enugu State. He hosted them. And what are the issues that they cannot be part of PDP if they don't take IU out? Mind you, just recently, the president, the former vice president of Nigeria, Atiku, was with Wike recently on Thursday, and we thought that after that meeting that everything will be over. Seems that the matter no one stop. So they've gone again for their own caucus meeting. So what are the predictions? The prediction is now turning to that they want to join the labor forces. I'm like, when I heard that, I say, these politicians, are you sure that what might be your own reaction? But my reaction is, are you sure that the people will not revolt against them?
Well, see, where I in my own take, the way I look at it, they might not revolt against these governors if they join forces with the Labour Party, because at the moment the Labour Party or Nigerians want to do everything to get it right, and they feel Peter Obi is that man that will change the course. So forces with Labour Party will mean that, oh yes, they will garner more votes, they will divide the votes at the PDP end and most likely at the APC end too. But on the other hand, we also see through these politicians that they don't do anything for just doing. They do it for personal interest. So what will be their demands? Or what would be the reason why they will want to join forces with the Labour Party? What would be their demands when Peter Obi gets into the office? Are they going to support Peter Obi free-handedly because they want to save Nigeria, or they're going to join Peter Obi because they want to be part of the new Nigeria, in quotes, that Nigerians are really hopeful for? So if the case is that they will join forces to help Peter Obi get there, awesome. But if it's that they are going to request or make heavy demands, then they may probably not be needed. That's where I think Nigerians will want to put it. But we're hopeful. We are saying, let's see how this goes on. Since the PDP refused to settle their matter properly, we're saying that it's beginning to give other parties advantages over their votes, and so that's what we're looking out for. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Victor, for all your comments. And also to our viewers, you guys are the best. Thank you for staying with us up to this time. That's all we'll be taking today on the Newspaper Review. Until next time I come your way again, my name is William Sabuli, and this has been the Newspaper Review on TAP TV.